Colleen from Denver Paw School, and Tobin here to give you a quick little tip for the day on some grooming. So when I do grooming, I prep my dog in the same area every single time whenever we come out to this bench, and whenever I have all of my tools and my cookies. Tobin knows that it's grooming time. So kind of similar to the bathing video, I'm not trying to be sneaky with anything. He needs to know the things that are about to happen to him. He needs to have predictability in his situation. So I'm not trying to sneak anything past him. He's had plenty of time to get comfortable with these tools. If your dog has longer hair or needs specific grooming, this is probably not going to apply to you, but Tobin's short hair, wash and wear kind of guy, pretty easy to take care of. The first thing I like to establish is comfort with all of the equipment. So I do let him sniff it, get a cookie for just acknowledging it. If you had a puppy and they were super mouthy, I might just let them look at it and then reward them, not spend too much time with their nose to the piece of equipment. The other thing I need to do is get him into a pretty secure position. So we're going to use that stand that we do work on in our virtual class, our virtual level 1 class. I'm going to ask him to stand. And then when he gets that position, I'm going to reward. After just working on transitioning into the stand, I do need him to be pretty reliable with holding his position. And so all I'm doing here is just trying to reinforce several times. He put himself back into the sit. That's totally fine. I'm just going to re-cue stand. He's going to do a nice little nose target. A good boy. And then reward for that. So once I get a nice stand position, pretty reliable, and he's not kind of jigging all over the place, I'm going to incorporate some of my brush strokes into the stand. If this is a new dog, I might just literally start with the shoulder area or something that they can kind of watch and feel comfortable with, versus immediately going to the top of their head or behind their head, because they might be a little bit nervous about that. With a puppy, I'm probably just going to focus on doing real short strokes, lots of rewards, because again, I want to build up this skill as, hey, you're nice and still while this is happening. So to do that, I need to be generous with my rewards in the beginning part of the process. With Tobin, I can pretty much brush any area, and maybe I'm doing intervals with our treats every 20 strokes or something. I'm not counting it by any means, but I am using a really nice light pressure, and I will reward him for holding his position. So you can also give your dog plenty of breaks. I do that by just throwing some cookies, having him go play find it, and that also tells me if he's enjoying the grooming or comfortable with the grooming, because he'll come back to me after I do that little cookie scatter. So once Tobin is done, oh, he came back to our little grooming station, so I have a pretty good idea that he was comfortable with what was going on. So I can finish up my little groom here. Again, random rewards. And some of you might be saying, hey, there's that whole cup of cookies. Why isn't he just stealing the cookies? Well, in our level 1 skill, we work on food control and self-control around those types of foods, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm using it as kind of a little nose target for him. And again, very clear with what his expectations are. He knows the equipment's there, he knows his goodies are there, and he knows what behaviors are going to be rewarded. So as clear as possible with our process here. Right? As always, in the comments, if you have any questions, you can leave those there. If you have any suggestions on what you would like to see from us, let me know. Otherwise, stay safe and have a great week.